Hello and welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to take a look at the NASCAR schedule for 2024 for all three series, Cup, Xfinity, and Trucks. I'm quite excited about it. Of course, this has been kind of rumored and basically official for a while, but not officially confirmed, right? Obviously, there was leaks of it like months ago, but, NASCAR officially released it today, so we're going to talk about it. Again, the leaks came out, and the main thing that they were waiting on was Mexico City, racing there. So once that got confirmed a few days ago, it was kind of like, all right, the schedule is going to be coming out. So here it is. So looking at the Cup Series, that's obviously the main focus, so we want to talk about that first. A lot of the stuff kind of stays the same. You have two new tracks in the playoffs, and you have one new track to the schedule, with Richmond losing a race date. So that's really the only one that loses a race date is Richmond, which kind of makes sense. Richmond doesn't perform well, and it's also owned by NASCAR. So mix those things in, and you get, one less date. So starting off, Clash at Bowman Gray, that got confirmed a few weeks ago. That is a interesting one. It's probably only going to be like a 1 year, maybe 2 year thing. The Clash definitely is not going back to Daytona, so it's kind of just being moved around, used kind of an exhibition in different markets. Of course, you had the Clash at the LA Coliseum for 3 years, and that did really well there. So move it to Bowman Gray, and we'll see from there. Rumors are potentially Brazil. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So this year's going to be Bowman Gray. Or 2025 is Bowman Gray. Daytona 500, February 16th. Super excited because that's my birthday. So it's always cool to have it on my birthday. It's exciting to have, my favorite sport's biggest event on my birthday. So probably going to plan just my birthday celebration party to be watch Daytona 500. That's kind of my thought with that. But yeah, excited for that. Then you have Atlanta, Circuit of the Americas, Phoenix, Las Vegas. That's kind of the similar start that we've seen. They'll kind of get moved around, but it's pretty much been that for a while. Then you have Homestead, Miami, which is in March. Now, we've seen Homestead in early in the year. I believe it was 2020, 2021, both those, or maybe just 2020. I know it was supposed to be April, and then it got moved a little bit for COVID, but it was earlier in the year than being obviously the finale like it was in 2019, all the way back to 2002. So, the rumor is by moving early, that gives them time to do renovation to make it the final race in 2026. So that's the potential. You get it earlier than you have almost 2 years to do it. You have all of 2025 and most of 2026. So I think that's a potential for Homestead being that early. Then you have Martinsville, Darlington, Bristol. Again, kind of a similar little group there. You have an off week, which is super early in the year, but it's Easter. There's no race on Easter. Then you have Talladega, Texas, Kansas, and North Wilkesboro All-Star Race. Again, things that you kind of expect. All those first races are on Fox or FS1, whatever they pick. Then you have Charlotte with the Coke 600. Again, where it always is every year. Nashville, Michigan, Mexico City. That is the new addition to the schedule. I'm definitely excited for that. It's going to be cool. Of course, I've watched the Formula One race that has been there since I started watching F1. So it's a cool track. Obviously, NASCAR raced there with the Nationwide Series back then when it was called Nationwide. They raced that track in 2006, 7, 8, something in that range. So it'd be cool to see them go back and race Cup, and obviously have an international Cup race. That's quite cool. And then to finish off the races that are on Prime, you have Pocono. Then on TNT, you have Atlanta, Chicago Street Race, Sonoma, Dover, Indianapolis. So again, not much different than what we've seen this year. Again, things shuffled around a little bit. And again, schedule in 2024 got shaken up a little bit with the Olympic break, having 2 weeks there. They moved some tracks around. Then you have Iowa, Watkins Glen, Richmond, and Daytona to start NBC, and those are all leading into the playoffs. So NBC, of course, cut back a lot of their races, and starting in August instead of in June. So you have that with them. And Watkins Glen, of course, out of the playoffs, along with Atlanta out of the playoffs after going into the playoffs this year for the first time. So they've been dropped out of it already. And then you have Daytona back to the regular season finale. Again, that's kind of expected to just be like a one-off thing, to not have it be the finale of the regular season like it was this year, obviously last week. Playoffs begin with Darlington, again, as expected. You have Worldwide Technology moving into the playoffs for the first time for that race. Cool track. Puts on decent racing. It'll be cool to see that track have a playoff race, and just go and see how that atmosphere is for that area. I mean, obviously, it's a different market to have a playoff race in, so that's quite cool for that area, and St. Louis and all that. So, followed up, you have Bristol Night Race. That's the round of 16. Round of 12, you have New Hampshire. Very excited about that. Of course, I've been to New Hampshire many times throughout the years. 2007, 8, 9, 2013, 2023, 2024. So, probably going again next year. That'd be cool to go in the playoff race again. When I first went to New Hampshire, the first time I watched a Cup race was 2008. I went to the truck race in 2007, but the first Cup race I went to was 2008, and that was the opening race of the Chase at the time. So it'd be cool, New Hampshire back into the playoffs, this time as a round of 12 opening track. That's followed up by Kansas and Charlotte Roval. So round of 12 kind of similar to what it was. Kansas, Charlotte Roval typically is the round of 12. But the big move, of course, comes in the round of 8. You have Las Vegas. Then you have Talladega. And I know a lot of people are kind of like annoyed with that move. I do think Talladega being the third to last race, being a round of 8 track, is definitely a move. Again, Talladega is unpredictable. Super Speedway racing is insane. So I do see why having that in the playoffs, of course, to determine your champion. That's going to cause some destruction. And putting it in the round of 8 as one of the 3 races, I think only sets up more chaos for Martinsville the week later, because likely at Talladega, it's more likely that somebody from the field is going to win that isn't in the playoffs, right? Because if you have 8 drivers in the playoffs and you have 37 cars, it's more likely that someone who's not in the playoffs will get a win. So that's interesting. And then you have Martinsville again, like always, at the end of the round of 8. And then you have Phoenix for the championship. So overall, I don't think it's a bad schedule. I do think Talladega in the round of 8's a move, but I don't think it's the worst. Again, I'm excited for New Hampshire being in the playoffs. Looking ahead now to the Xfinity Series. Again, most of the same layout to the Cup Series. Only difference that they have is Rockingham is back, which is so cool. So to see these old tracks be revived in the last few years, of course, North Wilkesboro, and now Rockingham. To see that, make a comeback is so cool. Last time that Rockingham was raced for Cup Series, I was 5. And last time that it was raced at General for NASCAR, I believe, was 2013. And I didn't watch NASCAR really much that year. So didn't see that, to be honest. So I haven't really seen a race of Rockingham, right? I watched 2004, but I was 5, so I don't remember it. So that would be cool. Other things for Xfinity, going to Mexico City, of course. The playoffs for Xfinity will be Bristol, Kansas, Charlotte for round of 12, Las Vegas, Talladega, Martinsville for round of 8, Phoenix for the championship. Worldwide Technology is the cutoff race. So that'd be cool. Nothing really too big, though, besides, of course, Rockingham coming back in and Mexico City. Now we go to the Truck Series and changes there. Of course, that will also be Rockingham. That is on the schedule. And you will also see Watkins Glen. They haven't really raced Watkins Glen consistently. I believe they did in like 2021. But Watkins Glen going back for trucks is cool. Also, the most exciting one on the truck schedule is the standalone race at Lime Rock Park. That is so cool. If you guys don't know, I'm from Connecticut. Lime Rock Park is in Connecticut. It's across the state, but it's still cool to have a NASCAR national level race in Connecticut. I'm so excited for that. Probably will go to it. It's likely. That's just it's so awesome to look at the schedule and see Lime Rock on there. I went to Lime Rock when I was like real little. Slammed the door on a Lotus in the pit area. My parents were thrilled about that one, of course. If I broke that door, that would have been wild. Playoffs: Darlington, Bristol, New Hampshire, Charlotte Roval for trucks. Interesting. Now the trucks have not raced Charlotte Roval. That has been Cup and Xfinity exclusive since 2018 when it joined the schedule. So trucks at Charlotte Roval, Talladega, Martinsville, and Phoenix. So how many races do they have? $25. So they added more truck races. Because I know the other years then they had like 23. So I mean, that's cool. That's so awesome. Charlotte Roval is going to be cool with the trucks and New Hampshire. So potential to see 2 truck races in a year at different tracks. That'd be quite cool. So I'm excited for 2025 schedule. It's just something to look forward to. Super excited. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next one.